It's Monday Footy Fits, episode 5. Let's fucking go, guys. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show! I am your host, Andrew Illy, and this is the Ball of Truth. Monday Footy Fits episode 5. Thank you very much for joining me. Wherever you are around the world, wherever you are, you silly motherfuckers. Thank you guys for joining me again for Monday Footy Fits episode 5. And man, I just need to fix something on my camera real quick. All good. There was actually nothing wrong. Shut up. I hope you guys have recovered from the Bulldogs loss. I'm over it now. I mean, not really. We'll get into it. But man, there is so much going on right now with the Carlton Footy Club. Like, so much tension in the air, man. And I mean, it's absolutely wild. We're just such a big club. And the news follows us, man. The news, the drama, the headlines. And that's what happens, man, when you're the biggest club with the biggest fan base in the league. That's just what happens. 16 premierships. Equal with Collingwood and Essendon. And just so much history. So much success. But today, 2025, it's 31st of March. We sit here with the last 30 years, 3 decades, having zero success. And I define success, premierships, man. And we've had salary cap breaches in this time, 5 wooden spoons, I believe, hardly any finals. Let's be real. Empty promises, mind-boggling recruitment, baffling player trades, sacking stars, sacking coaches, presidential dick pics. I mean, come on. Just drama, drama, drama. Drama on the field, drama off the field, bad performances, bad losses, few highs, and a lot of lows, man. And fans are raging. Seriously, they are. They're sick of it, man. They're sick of the same old story for 30 years. And it's heartbreaking, man. A lot of us who are passionate are experiencing a lot of heartbreak right now in footy terms. And we're always looking for someone to blame, man. I do it. We all do it. Every fan does it. Every club does it. We want answers. And sometimes this club leaves us with nothing but questions. And it's felt like that for a very long time, man. It has. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with people like me or you guys or fans on social media, anything, man, expressing themselves and giving their opinion on the club that they support. And that's part of any sport, man. That's just life. People invest time, money, emotion. And that's just the reality of it, man. And that's why I even do this channel. But sometimes people take things a little too far, man. They do. It gets personal, and then they start abusing. And we just had an instance after the Bulldogs lost that someone or people, I don't know, they've spray painted Sack Voss on the ground outside the club or on the streets of Carlton. And I don't like that, man. I don't agree with that behaviour. And, well, because it's, number one, it's vandalising our infrastructure. And I just don't think that is appropriate to get your point across. I think it's kind of ridiculous. But many people have that opinion of Voss, man, to sack Voss. But that's not the way to express it. So, look, you get your fans that take it too far. And I've said this before, man. Outside of that, you're entitled to your opinion. And fuck, that nobody is immune to criticism. I've said it. It's professional sport, man. People have just become too soft these days. Looking into that woke agenda too much, probably. But anyway, there's obviously certain things said about Harry Mackay as well last week with his personal leave situation by some fans who took personal attacks on Harry. And they talk about mental health and this and that, which is fair enough. I understand that. But the AFL media and the journalists now have created this false narrative out there because of one or two Carlton supporters who have done something ridiculous that, you know, they've taken things too far. And now they're labeling all Carlton fans as toxic, pretty much. Like, how ridiculous, man. The AFL trying to protect mental health, like the journalists trying to protect mental health. It's it's the biggest double standard, hypocritical statement of all time. And you want to know why it's ridiculous, man? Because they're the first motherfuckers. They're the first motherfuckers to desperately latch onto a story, man, about a player. They do it. They try to exploit them for everything. And they put all their personal grievances out there for the public to see everything, paint an image on them, and they just make them look bad. So why is it okay for them to do it? Journalists out there? You want to talk about mental health? How about you start looking at yourselves, man? Seriously. And they do it for money, which is even worse. Then why don't they care about the mental health of the players when they're the ones releasing stories? My point is, man, with footy comes passion. And if you don't like it, then fucking shut up. Anyway, I just wanted to get my 2 cents in. Enough with that. Let's actually talk footy, man. It's been rough since the Bulldogs lost. I've let it sink in a little bit. I'm a little bit over it now. And I'm looking forward to Thursday's game, man. Against the arch rival, Scummingwood, the Scumbags, the Pies. It's always a brilliant build-up, man. And over the last few days, I've just been thinking about that Bulldogs game, man. And I'm like, what? Why did we lose? How did we lose? And it's another one of those games that we really shouldn't have lost. We were in a winning position, and again, we squandered it. And we kept them goalless in the first quarter, and we still lost. Fucking did my head in, man. But I went back, and I watched the last quarter, and I was really disappointed in a few players, man. A few players that I didn't expect. And before I get into that, man, we'll go through the results on the weekend. Let's go straight into it here. The Bombers have surprisingly beat Port Adelaide in what was probably the most shocking game. Disgusting. The footy on display. It was turnover central. But man, last week I gave the Bombers a hard time, man. I gave them the bins. I always give the bins and the trash to one team every week. And they copped it last week, as you see right there. Essendon trash. This week, the D's, 62-120. The Suns absolutely smashed them. And that's why they're getting the trash. The D's, absolute trash right now. I actually had their theme song in there somewhere. I don't know why it hasn't popped up yet. But you know what, Melbourne? You are absolutely trash. This week. You might win next week. I don't know. I'm waiting for that theme song. There it is.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag.
It's the trash bags for me and for you. That's what you get, D's. Oh, sorry, Essendon. Back to the results, guys. St Kilda 135 to Richmond 53. And this one, it was an absolute pounding, but it pissed me off even more because I keep thinking of round one. Richmond have got slaughtered to Port Adelaide Saints, and we're the only team who were up 41 points and absolutely capitulated. Still pisses me off. Hawks with a very, very strong win over the Giants, 76-64. They came back after Giants in the first quarter ran all over them. It was very windy though. Brisbane came back to beat the Cats, 70-61 at home in shitty conditions. Adelaide, they're continuing their fine form against North with a, how much is that? 22 plus 14 is 36. 36-point win, 6 goals. And Eagles lost again to Freo. But Eagles don't get the trash because we know they're trash. So we've got to troll other teams, man. Can't just be negative on the Blues here. But man, there you go. That's the results. Let's get into the Blues for a second. I watched that last quarter. And people might have a go at me here. But I'm going to call out Paddy Cripps for the last quarter. I know he was hurt, man. But he had a nightmare of a quarter. He did, and I fucking love Cripper. But if he's hurt, I'd rather him subbed off, man. He didn't look right. And he got hurt. And he hardly did anything right after that, man. And I don't know if this was well communicated with the coaches and the bench and whatnot. But his last quarter, man, it was evident. He wasn't right. Gave away some bad free kicks. Seriously, some crucial ones too. One in our forward 50, which let the Bulldogs escape. And we had them locked in there, man. It was just a bad, silly free kick to give away. Gave away another shocking one on the wing, which led to the Norton goal, which was not a goal. How Norton even marked that to begin with, I'll never know why it wasn't spoiled. Lack of communications with Haynes and probably Weeders, I think it was. But Haynes didn't contest it. He should have just jumped and tried something. But anyway, that was not a goal. I'm 100% convinced of that. And I'm still waiting for the AFL's apology on that, man. Fucking ridiculous. But then what really got me with Cripper, and I only noticed this when I watched it again, was after the Norton goal, when Bulldogs were up by 2 points or something, I believe. It was the O'Donnell goal which sealed the game, pretty much. That there was one moment in there, which I didn't see in real time. I went back and watched it. Now, this play started with Haynes, Nick Haynes. He passed it to Ollie Hollins, and that's what caused the ball to get turned over. It was on Ollie Hollins. It was his fault that the ball got turned over because he just waited there for the ball, man. Didn't attack the footy, and he got spoilt. It would have been a simple mark. We control the game and go forward and try to win the game. That's where it started. But when the ball got punched back into the forward line, man, into the Bulldogs forward line, Jack Silvani was the first player to try and gather the loose ball. It was bouncing all over the place. Anyway, somehow the ball deflected, and there's about 4 Carlton players standing there just flat-footed, just watching, man. But the ball, I'm telling you now, if you go back and watch it, it was centimetres away from Cripps, who did not go for the ball. He literally, man, just stood there. And I couldn't believe my eyes. The Dogs player just picked it up with no pressure at all. All the Carlton players were there. Cripps was the closest, man, I'm telling you. All he had to do was bend down and just make an effort on this thing. But he just stood there. I don't know what was going on. The ball, whoever picked up the ball for Bulldogs, dodged or sold some candy to JSOS, who was probably wrecked as well. But still, man, the rest is history. Ball's kicked into the square. McGovern is way too late for the jump to spoil the mark. And the Bulldogs player ended up marking it uncontested, man, and played on kick. The goal sealed the game. But that was really disappointing by Paddy Cripps, man. And I don't know what was going on, if he was like absolutely had nothing in the tank. But somehow, man, those are the little moments where you just got to put everything, just collapse on the ball. I don't care. And the people around him, no one did anything, man. Flat-footed, just standing there. Fucking pissed me off. Couldn't believe my eyes going back and watching it, man. It was shocking. And again, I know he was cooked, man, but the game is on the freaking line. Come on, there's one kick in it. And he wasn't the only one, man. I singled out a lot of players, on the live review on Friday night. TDK had some shocking entries inside 50. I thought he had a really good game, but in that last quarter, man, some shocking kicks, poor kicking and skill execution by everyone. Lewis Young marked one on the 50, and he's just literally slotted one from 45 metres out on an angle, basically 50 metres. And I'm thinking, where is the confidence to go back and just have a shot, man? Slow things down. But he tried to go for a pass that wasn't even on. He was too Charlie focused. Turnover. It ended up with Darcy kicking a goal on the other end that put him in front. Shocking, man. Akers. I ripped into him on Friday. He had some bad moments, like we said on the review. And he got caught holding the ball in the last quarter, which was, you could just see it coming because he just had such a bad game and just lethargic. I don't know, man, what was going on. I don't think our small forwards were applying the best pressure either. And they're not scoring goals, man. We only had 4 goal scorers. 4 goal scorers against the Dogs. Bulldogs had 9. They're not good enough, man. Small forwards really need to get involved. As a team, collectively, we just looked tired. We weren't first to the ball in that last quarter. Not going in hard enough. Not tackling hard enough. And they were easily getting the ball out at stoppages and breaking through, man. It's probably down to fatigue. I don't know. Players just don't seem fit enough at the moment in the second halves. No self-belief, urgency, and desire when the game's on the line. And not desperate enough, man. And flat-footed, hoping others will do the job, just expecting things, just reacting. It's not good enough, man. Look, there were some positives in the game. It was hard to go through them on Friday because it was so fresh in the memory, man. But Charlie Curnow, I thought he was way better, man. He found some form, good building block for him, and hopefully he continues that against the Pies. He scored 3 goals, got involved in way more than he did against Hawthorn. Kemp had a career night for goals, man. Banged in 5 goals. And we're talking about someone who's been playing in defence. Awesome to see. Seriously. Fantastic by Kemp. He did his job, man. Jack Silvani, amazing down back. Kept Norton goalless. Until he was literally on the bench when Norton scored his first goal, which wasn't a goal. He missed it. Don't care what anyone says. Hewitt, he was awesome. I had him BOG. And TDK, for the most part, was really good as well. First half, we were awesome, man. We had that game plan. We stuck to it. Free-flowing footy. Took the game on. Controlled it. And slowed it down when we needed to. Holding possession when we needed to. And I don't know what the fuck happens at halftime. Because in the second half, man, I just don't know what happens to this team. It was non-existent, this stuff. And I want to talk about our second halves, man, because I know it's been going on for almost a year. I've been going on about it. But let's just look at this season so far, the first 3 games. In the second half against Richmond, we scored 2 goals, man. 2 goals against the team that finished last. 2 wins they had. 2 goals against Hawthorn in the second half, or goalless in the last quarter, I believe. And 4 goals collectively in the second half against Bulldogs, man. It's just not enough. Out of the 12 quarters of footy we've played this season, we have won 3 quarters. 3! The first quarter against Richmond, we won that quarter. The second quarter against Hawthorn, we won that quarter. And the first quarter against Dogs. So, let's just go with the Dogs at the moment. We won the first quarter and lost 3 on the trot. I mean, and the same thing happened round 1. Our second halves are fucking terrifying, man. That alone, those stats, they don't lie. It's crazy. It's scary, man. Coaches need to figure something out big time and quick. And I saw that we had still 12 interchanges left remaining in the game on Friday night, man, with like a few minutes to go. We've got to utilise that and get the sore, tired players off. Oh, man. And I think in a crucial part of that game on Friday night, Sauce and Kemp were on the bench. Two of our best players that game. Fuck. When the game is on the line, those big moments, man, I don't think some of these players can handle that pressure. I hope it changes. I don't know how it will or what will change, but it just feels like those big moments, man, we just crumble. This Thursday, arch rivals, Collingwood scumbags, who are fresh off a bye, await us at the MCG. It's going to go off Thursday night, man. We are lucky in a way, and we're unlucky about the timing of this. We're lucky that it's such a big opportunity to get a win that will not only gain some of the trust back from the fans, but it will bring back some happiness and some joy for players and fans. Give us something to believe in. Give some of the team a bit of momentum to build on, man. We need a win. We just need a win so fucking bad. You just got to go out there, Blues, and give it fucking everything. There's no excuse or reason why you can't. The Pies are beatable, and it's just a massive opportunity, man. Like, what better way to kick off your season? Seriously. I can't see it happening. I hope I'm wrong. If I'm Voss, man, I'm bringing in Harry Mackay. I would literally drag him and be like, man, I'm sure you haven't played footy in 2 weeks. Your head's got to be a little bit better than where you were 2 weeks ago. I need you. I need you bad. Come play footy. Fuck what's going on the outside and come play some fucking hard footy. Score me some goals and get the win against a huge opponent. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be taking Zach Williams out, I think, because I highly doubt he's getting up with his Achilles strain or whatever, calf or whatever it was. They're saying it's not too serious, so that's good news, I guess, but he might be out a few weeks, I'm assuming. I'm bringing in Moyer, Ashton Moyer for Motlop, man. I gave Motlop his chance, and I just don't see the benefit of playing him, man. I'm not seeing good hard tackling pressure. He's not scoring goals. I would give him a VFL game to get his confidence back too. They won't drop Akers despite his crap form lately. Like the last 3 weeks, he's been shocking, man. If he doesn't perform this week, I mean, he has to go back to the VFL to get some confidence as well. He's one of our better players, man. I love Akers, but man, I haven't liked anything of him in the last 3 weeks. And I was vocal about it on Friday night's review against the Dogs. And if the rumours are true about Elijah Hollands being back in training, man, if he's fit, bring him in this game. Seriously. I would take Francis Evans out and put Elijah in. Let's see what happens Wednesday, man. We'll go through it. We'll go live while the teams are announced. And we'll preview the Collingwood game for Thursday night. But this is... Just wanted to cover a few little things here tonight, man. Quick episode on Monday Footy Fits episode 5. Early predictions for round 4. I'll go through it now. I'm not going to go through the Carlton Collingwood one. I'll cover that on Wednesday. Wednesday we'll go do the teams for that. This week, we're the first game obviously on the Thursday night. The Friday night is Geelong and Melbourne at GMHBA Stadium. I'm going to go Geelong to bounce back with a win on there. Gold Coast at home to Adelaide. That's going to be an absolute ripper, man. And I'm going to go Gold Coast to win at home. Even though Adelaide are flying. Richmond at home to Brisbane. Brisbane are going to win that. We're the only team who would fucking lose against Richmond, seriously. North at home to Sydney. Another interesting one. North have been good, man. They've been competitive. And they just came up against a good Adelaide side. So, look, I'm going to go Sydney because they're coming fresh off a bye. I think they'll just get it done. But, man, I would not be surprised if that's an upset. Seriously, North are doing some really good things. Giants at home to Eagles. I mean, does anyone really think Eagles are going to win? They're shocking. Port Adelaide versus St Kilda at Adelaide Oval. That's going to be a ripper. I'm going to go with the Saints, man. Seriously, I'm not impressed by Port. They lost to Essendon in a crappy game. I just don't think, especially without Butters, nah. I'm going Saints, man. They've won 2 on the trot. They've got some confidence now. And the last game is Fremantle and Dogs. And at Optus Stadium, Fremantle will be looking for their first win. Man. Oh, no, sorry, they won. What am I talking about? Shut up. I'm still going to go Dogs with that one. I think Doggies will beat them. But yeah, man. That's it from me tonight, guys. We'll cover everything more on Wednesday night. We'll go through the preview for the Collingwood game. And we'll talk about it way more then. Thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone for watching and getting involved. I mean, it was absolutely going off on Friday night. We had nearly 200 people watching live, people in the live chat commenting. Guys, I love it. If you're enjoying this show, subscribe, hit that thumbs up for me, leave a comment, turn the bell on for all notifications, and follow me on all social medias, guys. I'll bring it up for you now. Links are in the description. I will start getting more active on the Instagram stuff. But I'm always tweeting during the games, man. Follow me on X, which is balloftruth.pod on X. I always tweet during the games. I don't think I'm going on Thursday night, but I'll definitely be going live straight after the game, man. So stay tuned for that. All the thumbnails will be out there very soon. So stay tuned. More content to come. Thank you again, everyone. I love you all. Enjoy your Monday night, and I'll see you in 2 days' time when the teams are announced. Guys, I'm out. Adios. Goodbye. And remember, subscribe, man.